a plate of food on the floor next to him. So he must have, he had this really bad, I found out after he died because he didn't tell me. He had bad sleep apnea. And so, I'm assuming that's what got him.
Well, you say he was found by who?
A caregiver.
Caregiver.
I had caregivers for him for 2 years. He had back surgery about 2.5 years ago that really fucked him up. And he for a while he couldn't walk. He was in a wheelchair, and then on crutches, or then a walker, and then on crutches, and then he got away from all that.
My God.
But I kept the caregivers so he'd have some friends or people to talk to.
Was this all at your house, Doug? Was your son living with you at the house with
No.
He had his own place, yeah.
Yeah, he had his own place.
What was the condition that you called him? Sleep apnea can cause a death?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. It's just
that's what I was. Well, supposedly what the doctor at the sleep study place said that there's 3 kinds of sleep apnea. The kind that's okay that you got to deal with, the kind that's serious that you have to deal with, and then the kind that can kill you and give you a heart attack. And he had all 3, and they said in a recording that I heard that they said that he when his breathing would stop, normally your brain would kick in and get your breathing back going. But what was happening with him was his breathing was stopping, and his brain was stopping when his breathing was stopping.
My God, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, so he went peacefully. You're just sitting on the couch and either fell asleep and then died in his sleep, or just had a massive, I don't know. The coroner, I won't have a death certificate for about 3 months. And I'm sure they'll find a lot of drugs in his system because he was on a lot of drugs for his back situation.
You think the combination of these drugs or medicines were a partial?
Sure.
Because even though you're legally taking drugs for pain and conditions you're going through, when mixing them, you might as well be drinking, a bunch of Jack Daniels and some Tuinals. Some of this stuff prescribed is unbelievable.
Right. Well, they had him on Oxycontin, and they had him on oxycodone.
Oh my God!
His shrink had him on high quantities of Xanax, and he could have overdosed. He could have overdosed without anticipating. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it could be an OD, but when they do an autopsy, they find out how many particles of this and that are in your system. Didn't they do that? I'd like to know myself.
They won't have it for another 3 months.
All right.
I won't get any information from the medical examiner for 3 months.
God in heaven, man! It's unbelievable. How old was he? 33, 4?
38.
38.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
30 fucking. Oh man, life is unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
when I was living with you and Bo in 90 or 91, 92,
Right.
whenever that was, 92, he was already problematic health-wise then, right?
Right.
Okay, so it increased its intensity over the years. What I don't get with Chase is that the back thing, the surgery on the back, what was that? What was causing that to have a back surgery?
He had a thumb-sized abscess on his spinal cord that could make him paralyzed if it wasn't dealt with.
Oh, I got it.
And then 6 months later, it got infected, so they had to go back in and redo the surgery. And
When was that? What that? I think I remember this.
2.5 years ago.
Yeah, I think I remember that. And before
Like
that,
16 or 17.
yeah,
17 probably.
and
Summer of 17.
and then you had him down here in Newport Beach, where I got to play next week twice.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so you had him down there for a while. That was totally independent of a thing on his spinal cord. That was just,
That was to get him off of narcotics.
yeah, just misbehaving.
Oh, plus he was drinking on occasion with these pills. But, everybody assumes because he was such a mess, everybody assumes that he OD'd, and there was no drug paraphernalia around him. He wasn't doing cocaine, he wasn't doing heroin, there was no evidence of him doing anything.
Yeah, no straws or syringes or nothing.
No.
But he wasn't doing that anyway. He was taking his medicine anyway because of the factors of him being that way to begin with. So
Right.
he didn't know he was already getting his dose anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
He didn't need to go.
They call it hillbilly heroin for a reason. I mean, it's opiates.
He didn't need to go to the streets for anything, right? He didn't need the.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But at one point he was in the streets with that crap. Yeah.
Right.
Imagine that. My friend used to say in Hollywood like 40 years ago, he said to me one day, we were looking at a buddy of mine who was on heroin all the time. He's dead now, by the way, Rodney. He said, you see your buddy Rodney? I said, what about him, Artie? He says, you'd see how fast if he had to be on that shit because he had pain and he was in a condition. See how fast he wanted to be off that stuff. And I said, yeah, you're right, I mean, oh man, I'm so sorry, Chase. I remember him. I saw him at different times of his life, Doug. You saw him through the whole thing. I saw him when he was 12, and then I saw him next time he was, 28? 10 years ago he was out here in Newport Beach?
7 to 10 years ago.
Yeah, so I saw him. There was a big gap in between me seeing him, but not too much of a mystery as to what went on in that big gap. I've seen that many times in New York, you see a kid who's 12 and 13, all of a sudden he's in jail, he's 17 with a heroin addict, and man, I'm sorry,
Yeah.